Yeah, hello everyone. Just welcome, and also I think we need to wait 1 or more minutes for our honorable guest. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned with the Waste Crypto and know no more about this Kara project. So just wait, community. Okay, I saw the guest is here. Yeah, Bain, can you hear me?
Good morning, Austin.
Yeah, good morning, sir. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Yeah, going good actually. Just I'm fasting today and also just taking my star and also here is to host your AMA safe and also I'm quite excited to be here and also to inform the people about your project.
Oh, it's great to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so I think everyone is okay now. So can we start? If you're ready, then
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah. First of all, I just want to welcome everyone for having here, and also, as you know, this is the Wise Crypto, and also this is the one of the favorite platform in the crypto place.
Hmm.
And today we're going to discuss more about the Iskra, which is a blockchain, the gaming hub, and also that brings together gamers, game studios, and also their platform allows the gamers to explore and also enjoy quality blockchain games, and also create their own community.
That's
So
right.
it's time to know more about for our speaker. From our speaker, here is Bain. So could you please introduce yourself first and about your project?
Yes, absolutely. Well, first of all, thank you again, Austin, and I guess good morning, everybody. For me, I don't know what time it is where everybody is, um, but thank you for tuning in and taking some time to hear about Iskra. Austin, let me ask you, do you want me to start first with a little bit of my background or want to explain first about the platform, or how do you like to do things?
I think you wanted to say. I think it would be great to say like about your background so that people may know like how experienced you are and also your platform and also what kind of game you're including your platform.
Okay, okay, great. All right, so I guess my background is in online games. I was one of the early people to introduce these types of games into emerging markets like Southeast Asia, South America, India. This was in the early 2000s. So I don't know, Austin, if you're still in grade school, probably when I was doing all this stuff. Um, but there was a time when the internet wasn't so great, and especially in emerging markets, you couldn't play games with people online, right? And I know it sounds like this is before electricity, right? But back then that was the situation, and so with the help of some very brave Korean game developers back then, I convinced them to become my partners, and deliver these games at the time in very, very exotic sounding places, right? I started a company in the Philippines, in India, in Brazil, in Colombia, and for the first time, both these Korean developers were able to share their online games, and also those people in those countries for the first time were exposed to Korean online games. And I did this for 12 years, and yeah, we just made it work, and I was very fortunate to be at the right place at the right time, right? Um, and then basically, I did that for 12 years, and I don't know if you guys have experienced this, but when something stops being fun, and every day it becomes a little less fun. Um, for me, video games, I started getting a little burned out, right? And I sold the business, and I haven't touched games, in over 10 years, right? When I sold the business in 2012. And recently then, um, my friends who were also my partners, from Korea, one of them, Spike Ryu, who's the chief operating officer of Iskra, he gave me a call, and he called me and said, "Ben, what are you doing?" Right? And I said, "I don't know. What are you doing?" Right? And apparently, he and a bunch of people had gone on to start developing for the blockchain in Korea. They a lot of them worked on these major projects there, like Icon Loop. And I don't know if you guys know the Line messaging system, but they also created their own blockchain and their own token, and they worked on that. They were working on a CBDC for Korea, And basically, he asked me, he's like, Ben, you want to get back into games, right? And I said, well, I don't know, man. Like it's been so long. What do you need? What do you need me to do? And he said, well, look, we need to take these awesome blockchain games, Web3 games that we're making, and we're trying to bring it to the same places that we brought it before. Like Southeast Asia, Brazil, India. Come on, man, let's do it. And it was kind of funny. It feels like like one of those old movies with a bunch of old guys who are like, all right, let's just do one more job, and then we're out. Then we're done with this business, right? And so I was kind of like, all right, let's go. Whose car are we taking? And so yeah, I'm lucky to be invited to the founding team of Iskra, and yeah, we're on this journey now to try to bring Web3 games once again globally. Do you have any questions so far?
Yeah, I have a lot of questions. Also, people will have a lot of questions to you. No worries,
Hmm.
actually.
Hmm.
So thank you for, as you say, like, I just finished my graduation, no worry, and also I think the people all kind. Yes,
Congratulations.
yeah, I'm not allowed to cheat a child actually. So I think all kind of ages
Uh-huh.
they love to play game actually for
Yeah.
the child to the all kind of ages actually. So no worry, people can play their games.
That's right. That's right. Yes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah, I just wanted to say, like, could you mention some kind of your name of the games, like, and also I saw that there is some kind of problems with the gamers in the blockchain. So how do you solve these kind of issues, and also to invite the people to come to your platform and also play these games?
Yeah, sure. Well, so I think to answer that question, let me quickly explain what Iskra is, right, and what we're trying to do, right? So, first of all, Iskra is a single destination Web3 platform. This means that in one place, you can have your own wallet, a DEX, a marketplace, a launchpad, and of course, games, right? So all of this is in one platform. And that's the first major, I guess, value that we're trying to deliver to people, right? But then on this platform, if you join and you participate on this platform, everybody will share in the overall platform fees that are generated on this platform, right? So every time somebody uses the DEX or buys an NFT, we collect fees, right? And those fees are then returned to everybody that participates in the platform, right? One of the biggest fees that we collect is for the developers that want to connect to the platform. So imagine the App Store, right, or Google Play, the Play Store. Every time somebody downloads an app, right, the developer has to pay. Well, on the App Store, famously they have to pay 30%, right? So imagine if, as a user, you get to share in that 30% that everybody pays uh, to download something, right, from the App Store. So imagine if the user is able to do that, and also imagine if the game developer, when they pay the 30% to the platform, they also get some of that money back, right? So that's the second value of Iskra. If you participate and contribute on the platform, you get a share of all the platform fees that are generated on there. And we will share up to 100% of all these platform fees. Now, you're probably asking, well, how do I participate? How do I contribute, right? And how do you distribute these platform fees? Well, we have a unique community tier system, right, where you get ranked based on the things that you do. The higher your rank, the more of the platform fees that you will get, right? So, for example, if you run one of our network nodes, right, you obviously get a higher rank. If you stake our native ISK token, you get a higher rank. If you play the games, if you use the DEX, if you use the marketplace, right? If you participate in the launchpad, you always get contribution points that raises your rank, right? And so that is one of the best ways for you to.
Yeah. So have you done? Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Oh, sorry about that, Austin. I got put on mute by accident. Um, I was going to say that on the developer side, if the developer does the same thing, if the developer stakes our ISK tokens, if they run a network node, they also get ranked and they get back part of the fee that they're actually paying, right? And so imagine if I'm one of the developers on the platform, I don't need to have the best game on the platform. There could be another developer with a bigger game that makes more uh, fees, right? But I will get to have a piece or a share of those platform fees, right? So I don't know. Does that make sense? Is that kind of understandable? There's a lot of kind of stuff, but I hope I'm able to kind of explain the value that we can give.
Yeah, got it. Thank you, sir, for the nice explanation. And also, I can see here like you have your hub chain, also your own launchpad, and also your stable. So could you say a little bit about that? Like, how do this kind of launchpad and also hub be used in your platform?
Yeah. So, to answer your earlier question, how are we going to, attract users to these games, right? And you said that there was a lot of challenges with Web3 blockchain games, right? For people to be interested to try to do that. And I think that that's why we're also creating the single destination, right? If you notice, if you're a Web 2 or a Web 2.5 user, right, and you're sort of curious about blockchain games, you don't know where to start, right? And you have to go all these different places to, sign up with a wallet if you want to swap your tokens, if you want to, what is a launchpad? Why do I have to stake governance tokens and all that stuff? So all of that is on our platform in one place, and hopefully that helps us onboard more people onto Web3, right? So it's all in one place, and I think that we cater not just to Web3 audience, but we know that in the long term, for us to grow, we have to have a platform that is also welcoming to people that are onboarding into the Web3 industry, right? And to answer your question about the launchpad and where we are and all that stuff, Iskra has been around now for I've been since I started a little bit over a year, and it's taken us 1 year to start rolling out all these services. Right, like last year in June, we released our Pioneer NFT, which was the right for you to start operating the nodes. Right, and then we listed our token on Gate IO in September, and starting in January, we started doing rolling out the closed beta for one of our first games, which is now launched, Three Kingdoms Online. But then we'll be launching even more features. For example, our governance staking has already started. In fact, right now we're in the middle of a proposal and a vote, right, that affects the way we lock and unlock the token rewards, right, for people that already have the right to run our network nodes. And very soon, we're going to be doing our launchpad. We already launched our marketplace. We launched our decks. So, there's really a lot of components to the platform that we've slowly started to roll out. And we're hoping that because now that there's so much stuff to do, including our mission card system, by the way. So we have another um, system on the platform where you can collect NFT collectible cards that are related to the games. And if you complete the set, then you get like a mystery box NFT that you can actually use inside the games that we're going to be publishing. So, as you can see, all these things we've designed or we're trying to design to start engaging everybody. If you come check out our platform, we hope that there's at least one or two things that you'd be interested in. And hopefully that's what will help us attract more users to at least check out our games, right? And start trying out our platform.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So as you may have said a little bit about your uh, the token, so I just want to know
Mhm.
uh, what people do about your native token, and also like what kind of privilege they will get if they hold your token, if they buy your token, and also what can they buy actually.
Very good question. So our native token, Iskra, is our governance token. And one of the utilities for that is you can use our token to purchase either NFTs or game tokens for our games, right? That's the first utility. The second utility is that in the future, you can only use the ISK token to purchase our Pioneer NFTs to that allows you to run our network nodes, right? And finally, we use our native token as a governance token. And so we've taken a lot of time and effort to create an ecosystem for the platform where you have to use the governance token in order to participate in the voting, right? And in order to participate in the voting, you have to stake our ISK tokens to do that, right? And that's what creates this great power balance between everybody so that we don't concentrate power with just one group, right? Or just one person. And so right now we're in the middle of doing that. And in return, like I said, as if you participate, if you stake the ISK tokens, you do get contribution points, which raises your ranking on our community tier system. And the higher your rank, the more rewards that you're going to get. First and foremost, from the platform fees that we will be sharing, right? And also, the higher your rank, you get more benefits in terms of early access, right? Participation in the launch pads, discounts, and things like that.
Okay, yeah, got it. Thank you, thank you. And also, please say a little about your liquidity pool, actually.
So, in terms of, can you specify exactly what about our liquidity pool is your question?
You may say like how much you have liquidity so that people don't get any kind of worry about your liquidity. Just I just want to mention like some project they says yeah we have these and those, but within some times they just go away. So could you say assure that how much liquidity you are in?
Okay, so when you say liquidity, do you mean liquidity for the token or how much the project has raised so that, to make sure that, we're not
Yeah,
like a short-term
yeah,
project? Is that what you mean?
yeah, everything you
Oh,
can say
everything.
everything
Okay, yeah,
so that
sure.
people.
Okay. So a little bit of background about Iskra, right? We are originally and foundationally a Korean project, right? We are backed by some of the biggest tech and game companies in Korea. We were very fortunate that we were able to raise $40 million last year. And, we're very fortunate to do that. And that's why I was saying that Iskra in general, we think very long term. And, and like I said also earlier, we focused really the last 12 months on making sure we were able to deliver um, a lot of features, and we're starting to just focus on launching products, right? You guys have never heard of us, even though we've been around for 12 months. It's because we've been focused in delivering something. Now that, thank you for inviting me on the AMA. Now we're starting to get out there and let everybody know about our products and what we're trying to do. In terms of liquidity, like I mentioned earlier, we've listed on Gate.io as a central exchange. We're also available on Uniswap, on ETH mainnet, and on PangaSwap, which is on the Clayton network, right? Which is where right now we've started on our chain. And in terms of overall, tokenomics of the token, you can check out our white paper on how we plan to distribute everything. But currently, if you check us out on CoinGecko or one of these applications, you can see that we've been very careful about how we uh, distribute the tokens, right? Our total ISK tokens that we're going to mint over the lifetime is only 1 billion, right? And just to share with everybody, right, in just the span of a year, we really don't have yet too much ISK tokens in circulation. I think it's less than 100 million. It's only 80 million as of today. And the reason for that is we want to make sure that, we stay away from these inflationary and pump and dump pitfalls, right? So if you take a look at the way we're trying to lock up our tokens, our rewards, this is all very well thought out. And yeah, and hopefully, you guys who and your listeners can really appreciate the structure that we have. So I don't know. I hope that answers your question, Austin.
Yeah, yeah, you explained very well actually.
Mm.
So as I know, like NFT is a new trend to the gamify and also other Web3 platform.
Hmm.
So do you have NFT right now?
Yes, we do. So one of the games that we just launched, Three Kingdoms, it's free to play, but when you want to start either trading your digital asset or you want to start earning or getting ranked on that game, then you have to buy a 3KN NFT, right? We also offer our Pioneer NFT, which is not a game NFT, but it's our ecosystem NFT that allows you to run a network node. And if you run this network node, you get rewarded in ISK tokens, right? It's one of the highest rewards that we have on the platform. So, for example, if you currently, I own, a few Pioneer NFTs. Uh, in terms of the distribution of our ISK token, Pioneer NFT holders and operators of the nodes will get up to 40% of the total ISK tokens that are going to be minted. That's 400 million ISK tokens as rewards, as a distribution, right? And this is going to be spread out over 10 years. But this last first year, anyone who purchased a Pioneer NFT and staked it, I think, we distributed about 200 million ISK tokens, right? And that's gonna end in June. But then starting in June, for another 12 months, it'll be 100 million ISK tokens that's going to be rewarded, right? So in terms of NFTs, that's what we have that we're offering right now, right? Um, and let me answer your question about the future of blockchain games and NFTs. I think that, right now everyone's idea of a game NFT is like a sword, right? Or a mount, right? Or a shield. The interesting thing about Iskra is that our game strategy tries to involve all kinds of genres of games so that we can see what works. So, for example, our upcoming games that we're going to be launching are kind of these casual games. For example, we're going to have one of the first, if not the first, Web3 casual cooking simulation game, right? Like a cooking game. I don't know if you guys are familiar with these kinds of games. Um,
I think we like this more like cooking
Yeah,
games.
yeah, it's awesome, and so we're gonna have the first game, I think, like that. We're gonna launch that soon, and then we're also gonna launch a social casino game, right? That also has hyper casual arcade games, right? So it has slots, right? But it's not gambling because you can't cash out when you win with the slots. But we have connected to that hyper casual games, right? Like Whack a Piggy and all these other things where if you get ranked, then you get rewards and paid out. And the reason I raise that is that um, NFTs for games aren't just limited to literally a sword or a shield or a gun, right? Um, for these games, the NFTs will actually serve as access or utilities to make the game easier. So, for example, I don't know if you guys are familiar with cooking games, right? But it's basically a time management kind of restaurant game, right? Like how quickly you can prepare the food to give to the customers. So when you purchase some NFTs in that game, that NFT isn't like a spatula, right? Or a restaurant or an ingredient. It could be just an NFT that gives you more time to prepare the dishes, right? Or it allows you to give more patience to some of the customers who are waiting for the dishes, right? And so we're experimenting with these different models because I think that in order for the Web3 game industry to succeed, we have to really find these different audiences for these different types of games, and we have to find the right business model. Right. So I hope that answers that
And
question.
also, sorry, kind of chance like people can mint their own NFT in your NFT marketplace.
So yes, that's correct. So in our marketplace, depending on the game schedule and what we roll out, we will be utilizing the market to sell existing NFTs. But then also in the future, you can also mint the NFTs there. But right now, since some of the newer games that we're going to be launching are in CBT. We will be giving away these mystery boxes, right? And once you get those, you would have to mint those also either at the developer website or on our market. That's right.
Okay, yeah, got it. And also, so thank you for that. So I just want to know a little bit about your future plan and also your recent upcoming plan, actually.
Yeah, sure. So I think, for Iskra, we have a short-term plan, a medium-term plan, and a long-term plan, right? In the short term, you guys can expect a lot of airdrops, a lot of AMAs, at least another one or two games that are going to be launching, and we're hoping that the community really starts to understand what we're trying to offer, because like I said, it's I don't think it's really been done before. This sort of single destination with games, and then you get rewarded. Everybody shares in the platform fees type of thing, right? So in the short term, it's really about educating everybody about all the value that we can offer and introducing our games, right? And like I said, a lot of promotions, AMAs, airdrops, and all that stuff. In the medium term, we're hoping to onboard more games onto the platform, right? We hope to have at least, I don't know, 10 games that we can offer to everybody, but these 10 games are highly curated where we choose these games. We work with the developers very closely to promote them properly, to explain them properly, to modify them based on the feedback of the community to make sure that the game has a really good chance to succeed, right? And in the long term, our goal is towards decentralization. So, once we get to phase 3 of the project, um, there's going to be very little curation by the team, and hopefully developers can just pass certain criteria that has been voted upon by the community through our governance system, and it's just like a plug and play, right? They just connect to the platform, and they benefit all the community that's there, and they get to participate in the community, and they get ranked in the tier system, and what have you. So yeah, I mean, I think right now is a very exciting time, and in the short term, we're just really focused on trying to get the word out and get people to experience what we have to offer. But in the long term, we just want to be this great platform that is run hopefully by the community based on their votes and their contributions, and hopefully we have so many games that we're just one of the main destinations if you really want to play games and participate in the community and share in all the value that's being created.
Okay, yeah, thank you, sir. So I just wanted to say lastly before going to the live question, like Iskra is a community, is a place where the games, studies, and also like the gamers and stakeholders transparently participate and also share the proceed from the operations of the platform. And
Correct.
also anyone like who participates in this platform can be members of the community and also earn rewards in the proportion to their contribution actually. So
Correct.
people don't go anywhere,
That's right.
stayed in with them.
Yes. Yes. That's the idea. That's correct.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So it's time to take a question from the community. I think you're ready for that.
Yeah, just one thing, Austin, if you permit me, right? Right now, I need to give a secret word to the community that's listening to my to my AMA. So today's secret word, I hope you guys are listening, is cooking. All right, cooking, COOKING. So for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, we have a Zeal airdrop quest. So if you put in that word, you get extra points and extra bonus. So congratulations. Thank you for listening to me. So thank you, Austin. We can go to the questions now.
Thank you, sir. I expose the secret actually. Thank you. So, your request to ask your question to the honorable guest. I will choose the five people to ask question.
Sure.
So the first one is Ayan. Hello, Ayan.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, good day, Ayan. Ask your question, please.
So many projects just like to speak about the long-term vision and mission. But what are your short-term objectives? What are you focusing right now?
Okay.
So this is the question, sir.
All right. Thank you, Ayan. Good question. Our focus right now in the short term is launching products and features. So if you come to the platform right now, there is 3KM that you can play. There is the mission card system that you can participate to start collecting these game-related NFTs. If you complete the set, then you get to mint either a mystery box for the current games we have or the future games that we have. And also in the short term, one of our biggest objectives is hopefully you guys can help us kind of spread the word about our platform, what we're trying to offer, so that we can get the right feedback from everybody so we can improve the platform and the benefits that we're trying to deliver to everybody.
Okay, Ian, thank you for your question. I think you got your answer.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Okay, yeah. So, Mortal, are you there?
Hello.
Hello, Mortal.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, ask your question.
Okay. So I just want to know, in this year, will you add more new services and product to attract more user? If
Okay.
yes, how will you contribute it?
All right.
I think we can't hear clear from your side, Mortal, your network issue. So, Ben, did you get the question?
Yeah, I did.
Can I
So
repeat it?
first of all, yep, I heard your question, Mortal. First of all, love your name. Really cool. Uh, and to answer your question, are we going to launch more services, this year? And how are we going to get more people to the platform, right? So to answer your first question is yes, by the end of this year, we're going to be launching our community tier system where you get ranked. And so the season for when we collect all of the platform fees and we distribute will happen from, I believe, the second half of this year, right? So towards the end of this year, we're going to take all of the platform fees and we're going to take everybody's ranking, and hopefully by early next year we're going to start distributing that to everybody that participates, right? So that's a pretty big one, right? And in terms of the new services we're launching, as I mentioned earlier, very, very soon, we're going to launch the Launchpad. And on that Launchpad, we're going to be launching the IGO for one of our games. I'm not going to tell you exactly because the developer is going to kill me, but we are going to have an IGO for one of our newer games. And that's going to happen very, very soon with our Launchpad. So we're very excited about that. As I mentioned earlier, too, I'm hoping that by the end of this year, we launch even more games than we have already planned now. So I think that, definitely, we're going to have at least, what's that, 1, 2, 3, up to 4, probably in the short term that we'd like to release. But then, we're trying really hard to try to get more and launch those as soon as possible.
Okay,
Got it,
yeah.
sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Mortal, for your question. So, the next one is Steven. Hello, Steven.
Hello, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yeah, ask your question, please.
My question is, what are the main benefits of using an NFT marketplace? And do you want to start an NFT marketplace for your project in future? That's my question.
Okay. Thank you, Stephen. Yes, so the benefits of using our marketplace, I guess the first one is this is the only marketplace where these specific game NFTs will be available, right? So, the games that we are going to be very invested in promoting, this will be the only location and the only destination where you can get these NFTs, right? In terms of the future benefits of the marketplace, eventually we're going to open up the ability to also trade these NFTs on our marketplace, right? Not that you can't go to OpenSea or these other marketplaces. You can obviously do that. But again, our focus is trying to create the single destination so that not just existing Web3 users have some convenience, but the future non Web3 people that come, they don't feel so lost, right? And everything is really kind of all in one place, and hopefully that's enough to engage everybody in the best way possible.
Thank you very much.
Awesome, Stephen. Thank you.
Thank you, Steven. So, Chucky, are you there?
Yeah, hello, good afternoon. I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, ask your question.
Yeah, okay, so I have two questions. So my first question is that I can see from your recent tweet that the governance voting was actually shut down. So I want to know what was the reason behind closing the governance voting, and what's the requirement for a community member now to partake in a governance voting. And then my
Okay.
second question is, I know that Iskra is on the Clayton blockchain. So I
Yes.
want to know any plans to go, cross chain to more popular blockchains like BSC or Arbitrum. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Man, Chuck, you have very, very tough questions for me. Thank you, but I'll answer them as best as I can. So the first one is the governance voting. Thank you for actually noticing that. We've commenced our governance voting process, and as I mentioned, we are in the process right now of the proposal stage. This stage means that the highest ranking key opinion leaders, these are people who own a Pioneer NFT or have at least 60,000 ISK staked, right, in our governance voting system. These are the people that can debate, they can propose, they have an initial vote about, hey, should we take this proposal and actually have the entire community vote on it, right? So right now we're in that proposal process. So to answer your second question to that governance voting, which is what is required to participate in governance voting, as I mentioned, right, we take a lot of care in our tokenomics and our mechanisms to try to make sure that we don't concentrate power or interest with just one group of people or a single person. So, in terms of the first part of proposing a vote or making a proposal and debating a proposal, that can be done by people, as I said, who own a Pioneer NFT or who own at least 60,000 ISK. However, if that goes to a vote, and in order for that proposal to be executed, the people actually have to vote with ISK, staking ISK tokens. So that means that even though I own a lot of Pioneer NFTs, for example, right, in order for me to pass the proposal I want to pass, I need to convince enough people, right, who have ISK tokens to stake them and to actually vote for that proposal to pass. So we're trying to create these different balancing mechanisms, right, so that everybody can participate. So the simple answer to your question, how do you participate? You need to have at least one, or no, actually, no, you have to have at least 0.01 ISK staked in the governance voting system in order for you to vote and participate. So it's that simple, or at least we hope it's that simple. Okay. I hope that answers the first question. The second question you asked about the Clayton chain. Yes, we are originally on the Clayton chain, as I mentioned. We are, originally backed by Crust, which really has been instrumental in helping us with the Clayton chain that helps customize the certain needs that we have. However, to answer your question, you are correct. We have a multi-chain strategy and plan in order to provide accessibility to other users on different chains, right? Such as Polygon, Binance, what have you. And so we are creating a way for us to bridge to those different chains. And, in the medium to long term, we're eventually going to try to create a hub chain, that basically is able to connect to as many different chains as possible, because we also want to give the option to game developers, if they would like to choose to be on a certain chain, to be able to support them, right, on our platform. So yes, we do have a plan to connect to other main nets and chains as well.
Okay, yeah, I think you have got your answer.
Yes, I have my answer now. Thank you, Austin. Thank you, Ben.
Great, you're very welcome.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Jackie, for your great question. So the last one is Venom. Hello, Venom.
Hello. So I have a question about your NFTs. I just want to know, is your NFTs only usable for your platform, or can someone use your NFTs to other platform, or like for staking farming?
Okay. All right. Thank you, Venom. I think if I understand your question, you're asking if our NFTs, if there's a utility on other platforms, correct? Um, or if it's just right
Yes,
now on
yes,
ours. Is that correct?
yes, sir.
Okay,
To other platform.
got it. As of today, for now, our NFTs for Iskra, right, the Pioneer NFTs and the Mission Card NFT system that we have, only works on our platform, and you can only get rewards on our platform, right? Um, in terms of the future, certainly we are open to collaborating with other platforms to see how we can have this sort of cross utility across platforms for these NFTs. Absolutely. But as of today, the current NFTs that we offer are you mainly get the rewards by using it on our platform, but certainly in the future we are trying to collaborate with other platforms so that there is cross utility for those NFTs and also cross rewards, like as you mentioned.
Okay, Venom, I think you have got your answer.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, thank you, Venom, for that. So, Ben, so I think we have got our 5 participants as a winner.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to name a segment, but before that, do you want to say something as a last speech or any kind of advice to our community?
No, I mean, I think, I appreciate everybody being open to listening to what we have to offer. We're really hoping that you enjoy our games, you enjoy our products. Um, in terms of, any advice, like I said, at this point, we're trying to grow our community and we welcome everybody to come participate. We're going to be promoting quite heavily airdrops in the coming weeks and in the coming months related to our games and the features we're going to be launching. So hopefully, you guys follow that, try it out, and like I said, right now we just want to hear feedback from everybody from using everything that we're starting to offer, so we can improve them.
Yeah, and also I just want to mention like this is not possible to take everyone questions and as well as because we have a time limitation.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to say if you have any kind of questions, query about their project, come to their community and also ask on there. They definitely answer well that, no worry. So, thank you for your precious time to the voice script, and also I just want to thank everyone for the participants also having here,
Mm-hmm.
and also best to wishes to your project. So, thank you.
Thank you very much, Austin, and thank you everybody for listening. And I hope to see you guys in our Discord or in our games.
Yeah, definitely. Best wishes to your project. Thank you,
All right,
everyone.
thank you everybody. Have a good one.
Yeah.